What's up guys, and welcome to this week's episode of We Are the Bonsai Supply. I am Jerome, and today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of using good soil for your bonsai trees. At the Bonsai Supply, we use a soil mixture made out of 4 aggregates. It's made out of lava rock, pumice, pine bark, and calcined clay. So as you can tell, there's no actual black soil in our soil mixture because the black soil is not really good for container grown plants. So our soil mixture is basically made out of aggregates. So I wanted to show you today what each aggregate's job is, and also why this combination of soil mixture is so good for container grown plants. Alright, so the first aggregate that we are going to be talking about today is the lava rock. So as you can see, the lava rock is very porous, and the pores allow for water to drain freely. As well, it helps with aeration. So the next aggregate that we're going to talk about is pumice. So we use a combination of white pumice as well as pink pumice. Now in terms of bonsai, we use pumice because pumice has naturally over 70 minerals and vitamins which are crucial in developing a healthy root system. Also, the pumice is soft, so the roots actually like to grab it and crush it like this. And through that motion, the roots can become very, very strong and healthy. And that, of course, also makes your tree very strong and healthy. So this is essentially just baked clay. And its job is to absorb the water when you water and then release the water slowly back to the plant as needed. Calcined clay also adds acidity to your soil mixture, which plants absolutely love. So pine bark is probably one of the most sophisticated aggregates when it comes to your soil. The pine bark's job is to absorb all the nutrients when you fertilize. So when you fertilize your plant, all the fertilizer will be absorbed by the pine bark and then slowly back released to the plant as needed. So the reason why I say that pine bark is probably the most sophisticated aggregate is because it actually helps with controlling the temperatures within your pot. So if it is really cold outside, the pine bark helps to warm up the root system. And if it's hot outside, the pine bark actually helps cool down the root system a little bit. So therefore, this aggregate is very sophisticated and also one of my favorites. Now this pine bark that we use here is no ordinary pine bark. This has been aged, the nuggets have been aged and dried, and therefore they absorb even more nutrients than regular pine bark. Next, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about why black soil is not that good for container grown plants. And the reason why is because black soil holds water or moisture for way too long. So it doesn't allow the plant to dry out in between waterings. So here in Florida, where it is super hot, plants in black soil, they don't dry out for like 4, 5, 6 days. So this is just way too long for a bonsai to sit in water for, or in wet soil for such a long period of time. So that's number one. Number two, black soil compacts too much inside of a pot over the period of time where it can actually suffocate the roots. Also, black soil doesn't aerate or doesn't help or allow to aerate the roots. Also, black soil attracts a lot of weeds and insects. And so in black soil, your plants just never look that good. So this is my jade here, and this jade has been grown completely in our all-purpose bonsai soil mixture, and look at how happy it is. And this just made my job so much easier with the all-purpose bonsai soil mixture. So I wanted to do a little experiment. So in this green bucket, or in this green pot, I'm holding our all-purpose soil mixture, and in this black pot, I'm holding black nursery soil. So we're gonna water both of these right now, and then I'm gonna place them out into full sun, and then I'm gonna come back in 24 hours, and we're gonna see which one is dry and ready to be watered again, and which one is still soaking wet. So let's get to it. So here's where you can see, this is regular nursery soil. I'm watering it for the very first time, it was completely dry. And see, it doesn't allow for water to drain freely. So it takes a little while for it to actually drain. And then this is our all-purpose soil mixture. Water comes right out the bottom. Look at the difference. This drains immediately, where this one does not drain at all. Okay. So it has been exactly 24 hours, and these two buckets have been sitting in full sun for 24 hours. We are here in Florida, where it's extremely hot, and now you can see the difference. So let me show you the nursery soil first. So the black soil is the nursery soil, and take a look at that. It's still completely wet. It's completely wet. It didn't dry out at all, maybe just a little bit, and that's all. It's still completely wet, and the water is still dripping from the bottom. So that's why this is no good for your plants. And also it's very thick and very heavy. Now let's take a look at this one. This is the same exact soil, and it dried out overnight. So see, it's completely dry. Now you know that you can go ahead and water your plant again, and your tree will thrive. So we grow anything in this type of soil, from succulents, cactuses, bonsais, orchids, herbs, you name it. Anything that's grown inside of a container, this is our go-to soil, because it takes the guesswork out of watering, and it just really has your plants thriving like never before. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little something as well as to why black soil is no good for container grown plants, and why this type of soil is what you need to get the job done. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Please comment below. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.